Hello there, Tommy here. Thought now's a good time as any to do my annual Tobaccos of the Year video. Doing it a lot earlier than I normally do. Normally try and do it around about New Year's. Last year I believe I did it around about Boxing Day. But I thought I'd do it earlier this year just because I'm not sure how I'm fixed next week. I've got quite a bit of work next week, which is just the way the shifts have fallen this time because of where the Christmas break has landed. So I'm smoking a new to me designed Berlin Mariner pipe, which I got from my good friend Pete, who's on YouTube as Piporium, although I don't think he's got any videos up yet. But yeah, it's a filter pipe, and he was getting rid of some of his, so he very kindly swapped it with me for something. And I've cleaned it up, and it smokes beautifully. Now, I'm going to put it down for a moment while we go through my top 5 for 2017, and then I'll go on to the honourable mentions, and then I'll go on to the by now eponymous shit list. So I hope we're sitting comfortably because I'm about to begin. So for me, number 5 of my top tobaccos of the year is Robert McConnell Oriental. Now this is Virginia Latakia Orientals, a little bit of Perique and a little bit of Cavendish. It's not my usual kind of blend, but it really is a fantastic Balkan style, more Oriental than Latakia, and more Virginia than anything else. But it's a beautiful, smooth smoke. It's quite mild. It's very nice for this time of year when it's a bit colder. And it's so smooth and easy to smoke. You could easily smoke this all day. So that's number 5. Number 4 is St. Bernard Flake by Dan Tobacco. This is a Virginia Perique. No surprises there. This, again, it's so easy to smoke. It's got a beautiful kind of fruity taste to it, even though there isn't any, well, they say there's no topping on, but I can't be 100% sure. But it tastes beautiful and fruity. It's sort of a medium strength smoke. But you also, I say it tastes fruity, but you do get more of a pure tobacco flavour. You can tell that it's seriously good quality stuff. Number 3 is Cornell and Deal O'Callaghan. Again, another Virginia Perique. This one comes in the form of a cake. Comes in this block like that. And this one is a tobacco that they've developed specifically for aging, but I wanted to try it before deciding whether I was going to buy more to specifically age. And straight out the can, it's, in my opinion, one of the best Virginia Periques I've ever had that's come out of America. And I will definitely be buying more of this if I can find a way to get it across the border without being charged an arm and a leg. My number 2 is McBaron HH Pure Virginia, which again shouldn't come as much of a shock. Anyone who saw my video on this tobacco before will know that it left a big impression on me. This is just about one of the purest Virginia flavours you will ever try. This is just incredibly clean, incredibly unadulterated. It's just a fantastic smoke. You know you're having a really good Virginia tobacco when you're smoking that. It's fantastic. I can't talk highly enough about this. I'll just be using the same words over and over again, and it won't make for a very interesting video. But yeah, this is fantastic. This was very nearly my number 1 had it not been for this next tobacco. But this is beautiful. This will go down in my top 10 blends of all time, for sure. I love this. I've stocked up on it. I'm going to keep stocking up on it. I never want to be without this tobacco. Which leads us to the number 1, which I don't have a tin for, but I've got it in my backy flap. Behave yourself. Flap's not that funny a word. And this tobacco, let's see if you can guess what it is. It is J.F. Germain's medium flake, which again, if you've seen my review of earlier this year, shouldn't surprise you that this has made my number 1. This stuff is just a whole new level to me. It's only slightly better than the Pure Virginia, in my opinion, just because I find it a lot easier to smoke and a lot more consistent. With the Pure Virginia, as with a lot of McBaron blends and a lot of tinned blends in general, I tend to have to leave it a week to from popping the seal before it gets the best flavour for me. Whereas this, I buy it loose, I put it in a jar, and I can smoke it anytime from fresh to aged, and it still tastes incredibly beautiful. It burns so clean. All it leaves is white ash. It's got a very, very mild citrusy orangey flavour to it, which Jermaine say is just from the tobaccos used, and it very well could be. I'm not saying they've added anything, but I really like that flavour. It tastes refreshing in the summertime. It tastes seasonal in the winter time. It's just an all-round beautiful smoke, and it's what I'm smoking in my Mariner right now. Superb. Superb smoke. I can smoke this any time of day. Absolutely beautiful. The only thing with it is I'm going to have to keep buying it, because otherwise I'm just going to smoke it all and be left without it. So I need to keep buying it. So that's just one of those. It is going to be my regular smoke, I think. Now, I've got a few honourable mentions. The first one is McBaron HH Latakia Flake, which I really like. I'm going to be doing a full review of that in the coming weeks. But I really like that. I just haven't smoked enough of it to really warrant it a place on this list at this stage. But it is one that I've bought a few tins of, because I can see that becoming a bit of a favourite when it comes to this time of year and I want to smoke something with Latakia. Another one is J.F. Germain's Royal Jersey Perique, which I do like that very much. It's a great Virginia Perique. The only thing that stopped it being on this list for me is it's got quite a high level of Cavendish in it, which isn't necessarily a problem in of itself, but once I got about 3/4 through the tin, it was starting to be a bit cloyy for me. But it is still a fantastic smoke. Next one on my honourable mentions is Motsek Black Gold, which I also got from Mr. Piporium himself, Pete, and I really enjoyed that. I think I smoked that a little bit enthusiastically the first time I smoked it, because my tongue did feel a bit numb afterwards, but it's beautiful. I'll be buying more of that. Dunhill Ready Rubbed is another honourable mention. The reason it's not made my list is because shortly after doing my review, it transpired that Dunhill are discontinuing the Dunhill Ready Rubbed, which is really annoying, but fair warning, go out and buy it if you want to try it or stock up on it. Go do that now. I mean, I don't mean now, but get to it while you can. So that's what stopped that being in the top 5s, is because it's not going to be readily available anymore. And the other honourable mention is Samuel Garwith's Full Virginia Flake. Now, I really enjoy that blend, and I'm going to keep buying tins of it. It's a fantastic Virginia, and I will do a full review on it in the new year. And it could have been in the top 5, but to be honest with you, I just prefer the HH Virginia Flake more. No necessarily a specific reason as to why. It's just I just prefer the McBaron one myself. It's a little bit easier to handle. Samuel Garwith flakes, excuse me, they can be a bit thick. They can be a bit like tree bark, and sometimes they are wetter than an otter's pocket, and they take forever to dry out. And that is one thing that does hold that blend back for me. Now on to the dirty business of the shit list. Not that many this year. I'm lucky in that I've smoked more good blends than bad blends this year. But the first one on the shit list is Peterson Hyde Park, which was absolutely disgusting. It tasted like soap. It's what I imagine a used urinal cake tastes like. It was absolutely disgusting. It was almost chalky. I couldn't even finish a whole bowl of it. It was that bad. The next one is Ark Royal, which was one of the South American drugstore blends I showed you a few months back. Again, that just tasted kind of like chemicals. Like chemicals with cocoa powder on them is how I would describe that. It wasn't a great day. But I could smoke a bowl of it, but it was not a very nice bowl. The next one is Five Brothers, which, how that can be sold as pipe tobacco, I don't know. That's got to be like rolling tobacco. I mean, it's awful. It burnt my nose. I couldn't smoke a full bowl of it. It was like smoking a counterfeit cigarette. It was horrible. And number 1 on my shit list this year, which is going to be controversial because I know lots of people like it, but it just wasn't for me, and that's Cornell and Dale Haunted Bookshop, which just for me, no, it just didn't work for me. It was again, it was like smoking cheap cigarettes, or cheap, like a mixture of cheap cigarette tobacco and cheap cigar tobacco thrown together, and it just didn't do it for me, I'm afraid. Lots of people love it, it's fair enough, but for me, no, that is definitely number 1 on the shit list this year. So, thank you all very much for watching. Those of you who've stuck it out. I'd like to take the opportunity to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope that you enjoy it very much, and if you're watching this after the seasonal period, I hope you had a great time, and I will be back in the future with more videos. Thank you to all my subscribers and new subscribers and everyone who's watched and commented throughout the year. Thank you very much, it's much appreciated. Once I hit the next big milestone of subscribers, which, let's say, once it gets to 1500, I'm going to run another contest. So yeah, more details of that to follow as and when and if I reach that number. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and I will be back with more videos soon. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Cheers.